In 2019, the Pelicans confirmed a blockbuster trade to send Anthony Davis to the Lakers, and in return, they would get Brandon Ingram, Lonzo Ball, Josh Hart, and a few picks. In that trade lied some uncertainty, whether or not Lonzo Ball and Josh Hart would make a breakout season. And one question loomed is if Brandon Ingram will reach his potential. In his first season in a Pelicans uniform, Brandon managed to get Most Improved Player of the Year and become a first-time All-Star. Now, ever since then, Brandon Ingram has made subtle improvements, unfortunately not making the NBA All-Star since that time. But Brandon Ingram has truly shown how great of a player he really is and has put his heart and on the line for this squad. Now, next season, Brandon Ingram is available to get a 4-year, $208 million contract, which pays up to $52 million annually. Now, the Pelicans have a decision to make. Do we re-sign him on that contract? Do we bring him back next year and let him walk as an unrestricted free agent? Or do we make a trade sometime this offseason in order to make sure we can get a valuable piece for Brandon Ingram? Yo, what's up, yo? It's the man Pelicans Plays here, and I'm back. I've been on TikTok every single day, and I've done some live streams on TikTok, and if you haven't already, follow me there. I do a lot of posts there daily, actually. So make sure you'll go show some support. Now, the big question lies, as it's draft day today. Happy draft day, y'all. First round. We got a big question to make. Is Brandon Ingram going to be traded sometime this week? Now, reports come out. Alright, so this isn't just me yapping on like you've seen me done before, give you my personal opinions. Reports come out on Brandon Ingram and his future with this New Orleans Pelicans. Now, Brandon Ingram, it would be very shocking if Brandon Ingram receives a 4-year, $208 million contract. ESPN put on live and said that if Brandon Ingram receives a $208 million contract extension, investigation should be conducted because this is ridiculous. Now, that's all you really need to know on Brandon Ingram if he's on to even get a contract. I don't believe he'll even get a contract, and I don't think that's what they're talking about. I think what they're talking about right now is the best fit. I think right now what they're going to be talking about is what team we should trade him for, because Brandon Ingram has done a lot of good for the community, done a lot of good for the Pelicans. So I think we should treat him well and get into a good squad. Now, what the Pelicans could do is, and what they're expected to do, is that it's almost definitely certain that sometime this week, and especially around this draft time period, we could see Brandon Ingram in another team's uniform. Alright, that's no shock, that's no surprise, alright? We already knew it was going to happen, especially since he averaged 14 points in the playoff series against the Thunder and not having one 20-point game in that series. Now, could we see a move happen today? Now, we've seen Trae Young as a big potential candidate for this squad. I wouldn't be surprised if we see Trae Young in the kit this season. Now, Trae Young has 3 teams that are potentially going after him this offseason. First team, the Los Angeles Lakers. The second team, the San Antonio Spurs. And the third team, the New Orleans Pelicans. Now, it's with no surprise that New Orleans Pelicans are on that list, because we are on looks for a point guard. Could we see CJ McCollum back? That's not what we're going to talk about today. We're going to talk about what teams are going after Brandon Ingram. Now, the first team, the Philadelphia 76ers, we could see them. I don't see anybody on that team that we could get back that is worth Brandon Ingram. I see Tyrese Maxey and Joel Embiid. The rest of them, I don't see anywhere near as worth Brandon Ingram. I think the next player that's even close is Tobias Harris, and I wouldn't want to see him in my jersey. Second team that we could see are the Detroit Pistons. Now, we could see, and what I have speculated with my chat as well in live streams, is Brandon Ingram getting traded for the 5th pick. I think we could move up in this draft, and I think we could potentially go after Donovan Clingan. And that will nicely slot Trey Murphy into that small forward position. But it would ultimately mean that I don't think we'll be getting Trae Young in this offseason. Now, let me know what y'all want to see in terms of trades. Okay, I want to see what people's opinions are on Brandon Ingram possibly getting traded to the Hawks in return for Trae Young. And if we could potentially try and steal Clint Capella as well as that, to see what we can do. When you look at this squad, bro, you see a starting 5 of CJ, Herb, Brandon Ingram, Zion, and Jonas. 3 of those dudes on that team, on that starting 5, I do not think will be in a Pelicans kit next season. Now, please, chat. This is only going to be a short video. I just wanted to get something out for y'all. What do you guys think the Pelicans move is? Do you guys want to see Trae Young in a Pelicans jersey? Or do you want to see Brandon Ingram return for another year and see what we can do on a potential contract extension? Or if we can sign and trade him next offseason? Or do you want to see the Pelicans make a move? Let me know in the chat, and I'll see y'all later. Peace.